Welcome to your Cochrane Right Now. This is a weekly podcast all about the best town on planet Earth, Cochrane, Alberta. My name's Eric Ruddle, joined by Lauren Meister. And Lauren, it's been a pretty good week. All across Canada is like minus 30. Cochrane, we're rocking like plus 10.
I mean, we're just kind of in this like beautiful bubble where it's just gorgeous temperatures and the snow is melting out there. There's a little bit of white stuff on the ground right now. In the next couple of days, it's going to be completely gone. And it's going to be, it's going to be mucky for a couple of days, but then it's going to be back to just beautiful brown out there.
Good old brown here in Cochrane. And talking about the brown stuff that we love, there is going to be, for the first time ever, a hot chocolate festival here in town. This is something that you and I have been talking about for years because you have them in Calgary, you have them in Banff. But like Cochrane, we seem very set up. We have a lot of coffee, hot chocolate places. So why not?
Yeah, so this is happening. Explore Cochrane is putting this together, and they've kind of mapped out all the different places, different restaurants and coffee shops and whatnot that are taking part. And I was checking out the list, and like, they're not just run-of-the-mill hot chocolates. I mean, we're talking about blooming marshmallows, and some of them are even like adult hot chocolates with some adult beverages mixed into there and whatnot. But really fancy and unique hot chocolates. And it's happening over the month, so you don't need to have all of your sugar just in one day, which is, I mean, if you want, you could.
Sounds like a challenge.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool to do that. But it's pretty cool, and they're not all just in Cochrane, which is kind of unique as well.
Yeah, one out in Bottrell. The Bottrell convenience store has been there for like, they were telling us, like over 100 years.
Over 100 years. They have live music out there.
So that is really cool. If you needed a reason to leave town and go to Bottrell, there you are. And there is going to be like banana cream, hot chocolate. They are saying the candy store is going to have like a shot glass of pure melted chocolate like they do in Europe. So
my goodness,
this is going to be pretty special. You and I might actually try and make our own hot chocolates to get in. We'll ship it around town and see if we can get in for the next year's version of it. People can stop by the radio station.
Hopefully nobody gets sick from our versions.
You can't get sick from hot chocolate. It's fine. And quickly approaching the 2026 Winter Games. And we found out this week quite a few Olympians here in Cochrane, including Skylar, who is going to be on the bobsleigh team.
This is pretty cool. So she's a former track athlete from Cochrane High.
Yeah.
And so just like been rocking that, an amazing track athlete. But switched gears and started being the brake woman for a bobsleigh team. And pretty cool, heading to the Olympics here in the next couple of weeks, actually. And that is so cool. I mean, what an amazing story to tell. I mean, even if, even doesn't matter how you do over at the Olympics.
Oh,
just
she's coming back with gold.
Well,
like,
let's be real here. She is. I don't want to jinx things, but she's actually going to be featured in a big CBC docuseries coming up this weekend. So, I mean, I think obviously things are looking towards her favor, that she's going to be doing really, really well. The fact that she's being featured in this. But how cool is that? Hometown proud.
And there's just something different about the Olympics. I'm not a big sports guy. I don't watch hockey, football, anything like that. But those, 10 days that the Olympics are on, you are in. And bobsleigh is very cool. So is skeleton, because you're like, oh my gosh, these people are so intense. And it's so cool to let, especially our local athletes like Skylar, shine on the world stage. So go Cochrane, go. And this is, how much Lulu gear do you think she's going to get from this, though, right?
I would hope a lot. I feel like when you're going down an ice track at, I don't even know how fast they go, over 100K an hour in, this little tiny sleigh with, not a lot of, there's no airbags in there. There's not a lot of safety equipment. They just have a helmet on and a little brake in there and a little tiny steering device. There's not much. I would hope you get a lot of free gear.
Oh, 100%. And I'm hoping that like when she does win gold, she doesn't live in Cochrane currently. She's down in the States, but I'm hoping she comes, brings her gold medal to town, maybe it's an excuse. You got to go buy some Lululemon gear so she can sign it, right? Like that.
I think that'd be cool. And also, is she going to do the trick where you bite the gold?
Oh, 100%.
You have to.
Yeah. Do you think it leaves teeth marks? These are all these questions
Well,
we
I
have
think
to ask
that's why
Skylar.
they do it.
Really?
It's to test whether or not it's truly gold. And at the Olympics, the gold medals are supposed to be actually made of gold. And since gold is a soft metal, you're supposed to, have teeth marks in there.
Huh. Interesting. Well, I guess we'll find out in just a little bit here as the Winter Olympics kick off. And it was a huge week for donations here in town. One of the biggest ones we've actually ever seen came from the Activettes to the food bank to the tune of $50,000.
That is huge. That is pretty incredible. And of course, that money is going to be used to help feed a lot of local families. The food bank, of course, the need is always on the rise. They're always seeing more and more people knocking on their door, ringing their phones, saying, hey, we need some help. We were there right before Christmas helping out pack some hampers and whatnot. And we were talking to Kathy and the team over there. And so to see the Activettes stepping up and handing that donation over, pretty incredible to see.
People are always curious, like, oh, I should start a business here in town. What kind of business? Obviously, a secondhand store. This donation was from the clothesline. And also, we see Home Treasures clean up and donate so much money. They're making bank. Maybe if you want a for-profit, do you think people would show up for a for-profit?
I don't know, because I feel like if you're donating stuff, wouldn't you prefer to donate your stuff to an organization that's actually giving back to the community rather than to an organization that's just pocketing the money?
But if you live in the community, the money does come back to the community. And we're all somebody's kids, so it comes back to the kids
Okay.
of the community. But a huge shout out to the Activettes. Such a cool thing. And we've got, this morning, actually, we just talked to two Cochranites. So we had Turner and Amelia in. Turner Bates has been lighting it up around Cochrane, a country musician, but he teamed up with his 14-year-old sister, and they joined in on this contest for Alberta Dreams, which, honestly, I just found out about. It's like Alberta's version of Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually. So it's, of course, going back to helping out different children and whatnot in Alberta. But this is actually for voting. So we actually can help them out. They teamed up, the brother and sister duo, and they wrote a song, and it's pretty cool. They're up against some pretty big hitters here in Alberta, some other people that we've seen featured at some big events here in Cochrane. But hometown proud, these are Cochranites through and through, so I think that we can kind of band together and we can vote for them. And I think we can vote as many times as we want.
Yeah, it's like a Survey Monkey, so it kind of kicks you out afterwards, but if you refresh a lot of time, it does let you vote again.
Nice.
Just put in a different name, right?
Yeah, no big deal. Just come up with new names.
Now, what I love about this story is that they are siblings, right? They're pretty close in age, 6 years between them. You grew up with siblings. Would you ever be able to, write a song with your brother and, go through all this stuff, be on stage with him?
Well, probably not for a number of reasons. A, there's no talent there. And B, especially at that age, I don't think that we would be able to get along enough to be able to do that.
Right?
Yeah.
I would have been like, hey, no, we're not changing the words. This is what we are singing.
Well, that's kind of what we asked them. We're like, you guys are siblings and you're still fairly young. How do you get along? And they did say, hey, for sure, there's a little bit of fighting here and there, as siblings do. But in general, they get along enough that they can rock this out.
So I think voting's open until the 6th or the 7th. So go vote for Turner and Amelia. And just as things are going on in town, a huge shout out to the crews who have been working through the cold weather, now the warm weather, trying to stop a water main leak over on the side of Griffin Road.
Yeah, so it actually covered up a good chunk of the pathway over there. And we know, our pathways are always busy here in Cochrane. People are so active. Everybody's got a dog, or everybody's out biking or walking or going for runs. So sometimes that snags people's plans. But, a lot of people are just really patient. And so, huge thanks to all the crews for getting that cleaned up and fixed up in no time.
And one of the best paths in town, because it has the underpass tunnel, when you take your kids through there, and the echo is just the kids. entertained for a solid 10 minutes.
It is pretty fun, but have you ever gone, well, not that you've ever gone underneath there, but if you ever go underneath there with high heels.
I've gone under there lots,
but I was
not
gonna say
high heels.
With high heels, because I've gone underneath there for family pictures before. So because it's like a grate. Yeah, so that kind of throws you. Or I've also rollerbladed or had my kids rollerbladed, or even if you've scootered with like really tiny wheels, that's a little bit tricky because of the surface down there.
It's all covered in ice now because of the lake. So
That's
at least it's
true.
nice and smooth. You can skate through there.
Yeah, there you go. Bring your skates.
That's everything going on in Cochrane right now. This is a weekly podcast that you can always snag on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcasts. Please like, subscribe, leave us a review. It all really helps the show. And until next week, talk to you again soon.
Yeah.